الخلفي قام الاحتلال الصهيوني ليلة مدينة حمد مدينة خان يونس في هذا.
They were sleeping in a van clearly marked press, where they should have been safe. After the strike, what was left were the smouldering remains of a vehicle that belonged to a Palestinian satellite TV channel called Al-Quds Today. "We are from you and to you" is the channel's slogan. Like many journalists in Gaza, they camped in their van for shelter. A few hours earlier, an Israeli strike hit a house in the Zaytun neighborhood of Gaza City. More than 30 people were trapped under the rubble, some half buried, their bodies crushed by the concrete above. The strikes are the latest in a series of targeted Israeli military attacks, which have killed, wounded, and buried Palestinians across the Strip. They're taking place in the shadow of ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas. Both sides have traded blame for the lack of progress. And with every day that goes by, the living conditions in Gaza worsen. 3 Palestinian babies have died of hypothermia in the displacement camp of Khan Yunis. The children had been...
All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakah Quadash. And jumping right into this article here, this is from newstarget.com. The headline, it reads, "Israeli military kills 5 journalists in clearly marked press vehicle." All right. So what I want to get into is that these people that claim to be the chosen people of the God of the Bible are being found out. They're being found out to be hypocrites. They're being exposed daily. Okay. And the whole world is crying out against these people. All right. And before we read on in the article, I want to grab the scripture here. Okay. Obadiah 1 and verse 1. And it reads, it says, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle." So it's spiritual right now, because all of this terror that these devils are causing out there in the so-called Middle East, all right, the small hats, the JOOs, all right, what they're doing is they're rousing up those Ishmaelite nations, man. Those Persian Ishmaelite nations going into the axis of resistance, which I did a lesson going into this. But just reading this real quick, it says axis of resistance. It says unofficial military coalition between Iran, Syria, and aligned movements. The axis of resistance is an informal coalition of Iranian supported militias and political organizations across the Middle East, formed by Iran. It unites actors committed to countering the influence of the United States and Israel in that region. All right. So, you know, when you go into 2nd Ezra chapter 15, it goes into the dragons of Arabia and the Carmenians. Those are those Ishmaelite, Iranian nations that are coming together to counter the influence of the United States and Israel in that region of the so-called Middle East. All right. So this is these nations preparing for war. All right. That's getting ready to come against Edom in battle. That's part of that. All right. Verse 2, it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. So going back to the article, all right, these specific group of people, if you will, are greatly despised by the world. Okay, every day they're being cried out against. They're being called out. They're being exposed for all of the crimes, the war crimes that they're committing, the crimes against humanity. All right, it's all types of atrocities coming out. All right, and they have never been held accountable. You see, but we're in a time where that's about to change. All right. Reading on, it says, massacre of journalists. 5 Palestinian journalists were killed by Israeli forces in a clearly marked press vehicle outside a hospital in Gaza. It says pattern of atrocities. Check that out. Over 200 journalists have been killed since Israel's ongoing war in Gaza began. Over 200 journalists. So they just killing anybody that they please. You see, it says genocidal practices. Israel's discriminate attacks exceed 45,400 total killings, primarily targeting women and children. All right, it's all coming out, man. You setting children on fire. All right, they have staged viewings of them bombing people, like a movie. You can go and watch them drop bombs on villages, towns, hospitals, man. Okay, this is what the chosen people of God are doing over there. All right, it's all coming out. It says lack of accountability. Despite condemning attacks, the international community has failed to hold Israel responsible for its crimes. You see that? But the scriptures talk about that, man. All right. This is real quick. This is Psalm 73 in verse 4. It says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. All right. Amalek is the one that's in power. Esau is in power. Okay. They're the ones that's in full control. All right. They are not in trouble as other men. Once again. Okay. The small hatters, the 48ers, they are immune. All right, to anything, man. They're not bound by any laws, man. This is why they continue to get away. They're not in trouble as other men. All right. They over there just killing and slaughtering everything, man. You see, it says they're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment, right? Once again, this is his true nature. This is who he is. Okay? Violence covereth them as a garment, man. They wear violence. This is what they're about. Okay? No accountability, right? I just want to read a little bit more. It says Israeli military taking out Palestinian journalists. It says Israel's genocidal war escalated this week with the brutal massacre of 5 Palestinian journalists in Gaza, making a new low in a conflict that has seen the systematic annihilation of human life and press freedom. All right. It says, on December 26, 2024, 2024, the world bore witness to the atrocity and brutal ongoing Israeli assault on Gaza. 5 Palestinian journalists from Al-Quds today were killed when an Israeli airstrike struck the clearly marked press vehicle outside Al-Adwa hospital in central Gaza. The journalist Fadi Hassouna, and you can read the rest. All right, that's the point. All right, they were brutally cut down. It says, right. Let's see if there's anything else we want to take from it. So that's the point, man. So the point of me doing this, because I'm thinking about, as every day goes by, these people get called out even more and more. The people of the world continue to expose these people. It makes sense why they have something called the Samson option, all right, which we'll get that in a little bit, but I want to grab some more scriptures here, all right? It makes sense because they know that eventually that the whole world is going to come after them, all right? And they're already prepared, with the end game solution, if you will, right? But this is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand," right? Because Esau has the power to do as he please. His blessing is the sword, and he's been using that. And that's why these nations are gathering themselves together to come against him to finally destroy him. All right, which is Bible prophecy. It says, "And they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away." What are they doing out there in the so-called Middle East? They're just bombing towns, hospitals, cities, killing innocent people, women and children, as we read in the article, killing journalists, right? Taking lands, because really that whole world, that whole war that's going on in Gaza and all of that, that's them trying to basically take that whole region. It says, "And they covet and take them by violence and houses, they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." This is what they do. All right? Applying to what Amalek is doing out there in the so-called Middle East. "Therefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, which you should not remove your necks." Right? You see, the time is coming where these devils are not going to continue to get away. All right? They're going to be held accountable soon to come. And that's what's going on now with that devil, what's his name? Not a Yahoo, whatever his name is. All right, he's constantly being put on trial, for what he's doing out there, man. The crimes against these Palestinians, these people. And when you look up what's going on, it's all on the internet. That's why I said they're trying to control the narrative by, taking videos down, things like that, censoring speech. Okay, because what they're doing is inhumane, man. And it's all being exposed, right? But it says, verse 3 again, Micah 2:3, "Therefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, in which you should not remove your necks, neither should you go heartily, for this time is evil." See that? Because the time is come where all of this wicked that they have sown, if you will, is getting ready to come back upon them. It says, "In that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with a doleful lamentation." Right, that's pretty much the world, crying out against them. "And say, we be utterly spoiled. He have changed the portion of my people, how he have removed it from me. Turning away, he have divided our fields." Right, the point. Right, and I want to get this too. Right, Habakkuk 2:8 in the NLT, it says, "Because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you." You see? "You have committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence," right? This is what we read in the article here. All right? "Genocidal practices. Israel's indiscriminate attacks exceed over 45,400 total killings, primarily targeting women and children." All right? They're just dropping bombs and blowing up shit, killing innocent people, and they don't care. Right? It says, "What sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly. You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger." Exactly. Okay? His wealth won't save him from judgment. Okay? There's a target on his back. Everybody is looking at these people, man. "But by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name and fortified your lies." Exactly, man. It's a shameful thing to be an Edomite in the earth right now. To be an Amalekite, They're being exposed every day on every level. "The very stones in the walls cry out against you, and the beams in the ceilings echo the complaint." Right. The crying out that's going on against these, particular people, man. Right? "What sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption." A point, man. So The point I'm making is that they're not going to get away. All right. War is being prepared against Edom. All right. Against these small headers. And like I said, you know, as they see more and more every day, you know, they're being cried out against, they're being exposed. I was thinking like, man, it makes sense why they have this this thing called the Samson option. Let's get that real quick. So this is called the Samson option. Check this out.
Most dangerous nuclear program. Nuclear weapons are in the hands of terrorist madmen, and those are the terrorist madmen of the government of Tel Aviv. They're a very small country. They have no business running around with nuclear weapons any more than other countries that size do. But for some reason, they've been given a free pass. What is that reason? Some would say that they're a poor, persecuted minority that needs these weapons to defend themselves. That's the official line. But the reality is that this allegedly poor, persecuted minority runs the world. They are the people who control the biggest banks and corporations around the world, and they've turned Israel into an organized crime base for the board of the people that run the world. And therefore, they've got the right for nuclear weapons, and they can control all these international institutions and jam their nuclear weapons down the throat of the entire global community. It's an outrage.
While the mainstream media and all other associated minions continue to choreograph necessary illusions so that we, the people, will remain continuously ignorant, divided, and ultimately manipulated, this same network of deception withholds from us a very realistic scenario involving all-out nuclear war.
Well, the bottom line of the Israeli nuclear program is the so-called Samson option. This is a form of extreme nuclear blackmail. If the world doesn't go along with Israel, especially in a situation where Israel felt that its existence as an apartheid Jewish state and crime base for the world's biggest banksters is ever threatened, then it will blow up the capitals of Europe, and implicitly they're also threatening the United States. And the minute that they feel that they might actually have to end apartheid and become one country for all of their citizens of all religions and ethnicities on an equal basis, at that moment they're threatening to blow up the world. This is the world's most...
So you heard it, see? And that's why I said it makes sense, because we live in a time where everybody's coming against these people. So they knew eventually that day was going to come, and that's why they had prepared this Samson option. You see? Some cowardly shit, right? Job. But it makes sense because that's who Esau is. This is Job 18 and 15, right? That's how you know, like, what I'm saying is that time is close, all right? Because you're finding out that these people are connected to all types of wickedness, man. Okay? The trafficking, the exposure, man. You already know, man. All right? We don't got to go into the details. You've seen the videos, all right? They have ties to all types of, evil shit, man. All right? So eventually that time was going to come. This is Job 18 and 15. Job 18 and 15, it says, it should dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. Right, nuclear destruction. Okay? His roots shall be dried up above his branch shall be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world, right? So they know that eventually that time is going to come. This is why they have the Samson option, man, as you just heard in the video. You see? Job 20 and 27. All right? So it all makes sense. Job 20 and 27, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. That's what's going on with Esau, Edom right now. All right? Especially dealing with these Amalekites, man. The small hatters. The increase of his house shall depart, his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Right. Destruction, man. This is the portion of a wicked man. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and his heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. So this is his cup that he's about to drink. Destruction. All right? So that's why I was just thinking out loud, man. It all makes sense. As we get closer and closer to the end of this thing, all right, he's constantly being exposed and found out. All right? He's being called out by the world, you know? So eventually, they're going to use this thing, man. You know? Through the spirit. But we're in that time, man. Shalom.